Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and that's right, the second to last review of November, and yep, you read the title of what I'm reviewing. Yep, because why not? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, I'm finally reviewing this. Yep, so Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Well, because what's there to say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? It's a classic, and perfect time to review this, especially for its anniversary. No doubt about it. So, yeah, it's a beloved film, and, you know, even though, because it's quite very different to Roald Dahl's book, you know? And if you guys remember, I did review Tim Burton's version, you know, which being titled Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's the same name of the book, but even though with this one, it's changed to Charlie's name is not in the title, but instead it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And the funny thing is, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is focusing more on Charlie, but in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it's focusing more like on Wonka, you know, like Grandpa Joe telling backstories, you know, to Charlie about Wonka, and we learned about and Willy Wonka's past in that one, but in this, like, it's focused on Charlie, stuff like that. You get the idea. But anyways, you know, because I just feel like mentioning this because my copy of it, like on DVD, like the opening to it, because it shows the Warner Bros. Logo and Bugs Bunny pops up. So I just felt like mentioning it. I just felt like mentioning it because of the DVD version of that. Just you know. But the opening of the movie with the opening credits is really good. Great music, and just seeing the chocolate being made is fantastic. And literally, because the first song number... Well, let's talk about the songs first. Okay, you know, because this movie has its very own original songs. Even with the Oompa Loompas singing, like, not taken from the book, okay? The songs in the film, like, because I'll talk about the one, because I want to talk about, because I have two favorite songs from that, but I'll mention them after I mention these ones. Like, there's, you know, I think it's called Cheer Up Charlie, because his, you know, his mother sings it. Mrs. Bucket sings a song to Charlie as he's walking, just, you know, cheer up Charlie. And then Grandpa Joe and Charlie singing, you know, I got a golden ticket, you know, I had a dream that I would climb over the moon, you know, good morning, look at the sun, that song. And then, what am I missing? Oh, yeah, remember, Violet's song, you know, I want it now, you know, I want the world, I want the whole works, you know, it's my bar of chocolate, give it to me now. And the Oompa Loompas songs, of course, you know, Oompa Loompa Doopa-dee-doo. Yeah, in the book itself, like, it has lyrics to it, and which are in Tim Burton's version, and with like the song and tunes to go with the lyrics. That was well done in Tim Burton's version. The perfect music to go with the lyrics, you know. And go check out my review of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for those of you that haven't seen it. And link to it's in the description as well. That was over about a year ago, so, you know. But anyway, so, okay. And I think you can already tell the two songs that I had not mentioned yet, and because they're my two favorites. The Candyman and Pure Imagination. Those are the only two songs that I like, and that are my favorites. They're really good. They are very good, so, you know. I mean, you know, even especially Pure Imagination, and Gene Wilder, just great singing, has a great singing voice, and just really just nails that song number, just definitely. Because it's all about, you know, because Wonka and you know, because the guests that they've entered into his world of imagination, you know, that's true. So, but anyway, so throughout the first half of the film, like, I want to say, like, how does it go? Like, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. I guess, you know, Act 2 is the beginning of the factory, I don't know, but Act 1 is, you know, because when, like, the news breaks of the golden tickets out there, and from Augustus Gloop, Violet, not Violet, I said Violet, but it's Veruca, Veruca's song, jeez, I apologize. Veruca Salt, Violet Beauregard, and Mike TV. And all the child actors, they're all great in this, definitely. Definitely for sure. And boy, especially how not Violet, Veruca, they both have the letter V to them. Both of their names start with V. Veruca Salt, I almost said Violet again. Veruca Salt, yeah, because very greedy and just, I want it now! Just shouting and just, and Roy Kenner, if I'm saying him right, yeah, like, I have seen him before, like, he's been in some other stuff, like, he's been in 2 Disney live-action films, and he was, I'm not kidding, because he was in Return of the Ewok. It's, like, a film that they were making during when, like, they were taking film breaks of Return of the Jedi. It was, that starred Warwick Davis, and he appeared in that. The others, like, let me see, like, the parents, like, because there's, Mr. Beauregard, Leonard's played by Leonard Stone, Mrs. TV, played by Nora Denny. I'm trying to remember, Arthur Slugworth, I forgot to mention him, played by Gunter Meisner, Gunter Meisner. I think I got that right. And I'm looking at this on the tablet. Apparently, he played Hitler at one point. I don't know what it was, but that's what I'm looking at. But, Anyway, so him as Slugworth, even like in Tim Burton's version, Slugworth does make a small appearance, but he's not like how Slugworth, how he appears in this, But Slugworth just, like, we see him all, like, everywhere, like when the children get the golden ticket, and we see him whisper in their ears, because when they enter in the factory, they do something, and to get for him, just something like that. And when he comes to, when he stumbles upon Charlie, he congratulates him, introduces himself, and mentions to him about, like, getting an everlasting gobstopper. That's what his goal is, trying to steal, like, a recipe and such from Wonka, And, when it finally happens, when they, the first day of October, they are there, at the factory, and the introduction to Wonka is brilliant. Even, like, because Gene Wilder, fun fact, because Gene Wilder suggested that, Wonka would, be, walking, just, with the cane and such, limping, and would, lose the cane and do a flip, and, I forget how the conversation went, but, if he didn't do it, if the director wouldn't let him do it, then he wouldn't do the movie, and he was like, I'm afraid so, and it was in the film, typical Gene Wilder, and Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, fantastic, of course, kind and sweet, and how he interacts with the kids and so on. And just when they enter their factory and all the crazy stuff going on, entering the chocolate room, and the appearance of the Oompa Loompas, because, well, like, even in the book itself, they're supposed to be, like, this kind of, like, race, like, in an island of Oompa Loompas. If you get what I'm saying, just, in the book itself, they're, like, wearing, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess something like Caveman would have worn. I don't know, but they were barefoot in the book. I have no idea. But, the Oompa Loompas, orange face and green hair, so, because the chocolate, okay, let me just say this, like, the interiors and the sets, well, this was clearly 70s, okay, and, I'm sure some of it looks fine, like, the way the chocolate river looks, I'm not really sure. But, like, in Tim Burton's version, it really looks like you can eat and drink that stuff. Like, God, it looks really delicious, But in the Wonka version, I don't know what to make up with it, And I remember this, like, one line from starting with Mr. Salt and then Wonka replying, I think it goes like, it's polluted, it's chocolate. And I love it because when, like, Augustus, he slips into the chocolate and, like, my chocolate, my beautiful chocolate, and, don't just stand there, do something. Help, police, murder. I love that. That's classic. That's a beloved part right there in the movie. Augustus being sucked in, the Oompa Loompas having their song, and, like, Wonka calling in an Oompa Loompa, on a flute, and, take Mrs. Gloop straight to the fudge room, blah, 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 and, they get, of course, after the first Oompa Loompa song number, they're on the boat, and, of course, we can't forget about the infamous tunnel scene. Nope. And fun fact, because the actors, they had just started to meet Gene Wilder, and I think it was one of the first scenes they shot, which was the tunnel scene with Gene Wilder. And they thought he was going crazy because of his dialogue, there's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. God, just such a crazy and beloved scene from that film, without a doubt, And, oh gosh, because, one scary scene of Slugworth and Chickenhead, oh gosh, just wow. Then the next part, the most important room, I guess you could say, in the factory, but it looks more like, say, a room where you were doing your laundry, pretty much. Even like, there's one part where Wonka throws in a bunch of clothes in, like that, and shoes. Yeah, it looks like a room where you could do your laundry, and I think I even mentioned that to my parents at one point. I guess they were kind of agreeing with me. It does! It almost looks like a laundry room, almost. Again, this film came out in the 70s, so who can argue, yeah, I'm like Violet turning violet, and puffing up like a blueberry. Well, and, because look at how Tim Burton's version was like. That was a lot better, but, I guess with this one, that's just how puffy Violet got, and it's in this version, so if you get my point. And after the song number from the Oompa Loompas, they're rolling her, then comes that one sequence with the bubbles, and stupidly enough, like it started with Grandpa Joe. He's the one that started it, not Charlie. I actually kind of remember my mom telling me this, and but I remember correctly, it was Grandpa Joe that suggested to Charlie they could just take a sip of it. And they do. They fly up in the air, almost about to get killed by the ceiling fan. They start burping. It gets them down. Then they make their way into the Goose Room. In the book, they entered in the room of squirrels. And even in Tim Burton's version, they had that. But because that this one in Wonka's with geese, I should say, is because they didn't have the technology to do that with squirrels, But for Tim Burton's version, yeah, for sure they had the technology for that. Even trained squirrels as well. I mean, the Wonka version couldn't have trained squirrels. I don't know. But, yeah, and the song number of Veruca, I want it now, and, she was a bad egg as, she goes down the garbage chute. And so does Mr. Salt. Veruca, sweetheart, Daddy's coming! And Wonka, just saying, there's gonna be a whole lot of garbage, blah, 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 and another Oompa Loompa song number, and then and now they go on, oh yeah, there's another scene I forgot, because right before they enter, they go to, the bubble room and goose room, lickable wall prints, lick an orange, it tastes like a pineapple. Lick a pineapple, it tastes like pineapple, Try some more. The strawberries taste like strawberries. The snozberries taste like snozberries. Snozberries? Who's ever heard of a snozberry? Just whatever. He grabs Veruca's face, the tongue, and famous line from Wonka, "We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of the dreams." Classic line right there. Yeah. I even remember, in the Memoriam of the Oscars, they played that clip, because when Gene Wilder was in the Memoriam of the Oscars, it is a beloved line, yeah. Wonka has a point right there of what he said. Anyways, so back to where I was, because just wanted to quickly mention that, they're on this machine, Wonka Mobile? I don't know. It blows out soap and such, and, getting them wet and so on, but then they go through this, I guess it's their version of like a car wash. I don't know. They're all clean and nice, fresh. And now they enter into that room with like television and such, and sending a giant candy bar to a television. Lights, camera, action. Press the button. Flash of light. And Mike Teefee asks Wonka if they could do that with people. And I forget what Wonka says, but, I could do that. Or just, yes, I could. Blah, blah, blah. I can't remember. Mike TV grabs the button. And I remember, like, Wonka just saying, calmly, stop, don't, come back. Typical Wonka. And Mike TV is sent into the TV, very small. And, so the funny thing is, you don't see what happens to the kids. Like, they go off and such, and, like, the Oompa Loompas helping them, and the parents go as well. And we never know what happens to them. But, of course, but we see that in Tim Burton's version. Well, we see the aftermath of them, so there you go. Maybe something like that would have happened to them. I don't know. Probably so. And the ending to it, like, okay, all that's left is Charlie Bucket and Grandpa Joe. And, Wonka being upset. And in his room, like, the stuff in his office are, like, cut in half. It's just one half of it. Like, one half of a sink, one half of a clock, one half of a desk, and one half of a bust that he places his hat, That's just funny, and that's typical of Wonka, I assume. And he just goes on a meltdown, breakdown, like, he broke something on the contract because of the bubbles, and the famous lines, you get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. Oh, man. And, Charlie just feeling guilty and sorry and apologetic to Wonka. He places the gobstopper on his desk, and Wonka just like, you've done it! You've done it, my boy! And, it's all revealed that, it was all set up, and even with Mr. Slugworth, he was in on it too, and they go on the glass elevator. And that's when, Wonka, he is handing over the factory to Charlie, and the whole family moving in and such, but very different, like, say, in Tim Burton's version. Totally different, but you can check out my review. I'm pretty sure I did cover that too, just, and the famous last lines, and just, I forget, but the last words from Wonka, he lived happily ever after, and this hugging Charlie with this big smile on his face, and we see the one last shot of the glass elevator flying in the air, and I guess the Oompa Loompas are singing, rendition of Pure Imaginations, and yeah, the movie ends. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What do I have to say? It's a fantastic and beloved and cult classic film, Definitely, like, say, because, like, in the 70s, like, Hollywood's Willy Wonka, need I say. And looking at a little bit of the behind-the-scenes, like, Roald Dahl, he was there on set, and I've read some, like, trivia and stuff like that of Roald Dahl, like, because he hates Willy Wonka, and Julie Dawn Cole, who played Veruca Salt, considered him, like, because, and this, obviously, when she was a kid, like, saw it, like, a tall and scary man, I could imagine, oh, yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but even Julie Dawn Cole, who played Veruca Salt, when she took her kids to see Tim Burton's version, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and after the movie was over, they walked out, and, like, one of her kids said, Mom, this one's better than yours, or something like that. That was pretty funny. Well, they were kids, so, and there was something else. Oh, yeah, even, like, because Julie Dawn Cole and Denise Nickerson, who played Violet Beauregard, they were, I forget what they were doing, but the two of them kind of had a crush on Peter Ostrom, who played Charlie Bucket. Yeah, I can't remember how that story goes, but that's all I can remember. And, I just forgot to mention some of the other cast, just very quickly. Like, there's Aubrey Woods, who played Bill, who runs the candy store and with the Candyman song, and Jack Albertson, who played Grandpa Joe. He was good as Grandpa Joe, definitely. And David Kelly, who played Grandpa Joe in Tim Burton's version, he was good. Both of them were good as Grandpa Joe, definitely. Both of them were, yeah, for sure. Everybody in both Willy Wonka and Tim Burton's version, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, those two movies are great, okay? Definitely, in my opinion. So, and you guys let me know what you think of both of those films, and this, of course, that I've reviewed, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and you guys let me know what you thought of my review. You know, give this a review a like, as always, and leave comments, etc. And how do I rate Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Good question. Well, you know, I'm not saying that it's my all-time favorite movie. I love it. No, I like it. I do enjoy it. I do like it. It's really good. So, oh boy, I don't know if I'm making a mistake or anything, but, what the heck. I'm giving this 8 out of 10 stars. 8 out of 10 stars, you know, hey, that's not bad, is it? Come on, 8 out of 10 stars, come on. So, that's it right there, 8 out of 10 stars. And again, you guys let me know what you thought, just everything I said. So again, 8 out of 10 stars for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review video. Take care, and stay tuned later tonight for the last review of November, where we are going once again back to infinity and beyond at the beginning. Take care again, and peace out.